हरे सर्वोत्तम वायु जीवोत्तम
श्रीमन्मध्वमते हरि परतरः सत्यं जगत्तत्त्वतो
श्रीमन्मध्वमते हरि परतरः सत्यं जगत्तत्त्वतो
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरेरनुचरा नीचोच्च भावङ्गता
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरेरन्तरा
मुक्तेर्निसुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तश्च तत्साधनम्
मुक्तेर्नैकसुखानुभूतिरमला
हेक्षादितृतीयं प्रमाण किल मां नायैकविद्यो हरिः
हेक्षादितृतीयं प्रमाण अखिलायैकविद्यो हरिः
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायु जीवोत्तम हरि सर्वोत्तम
सर्वोत्तम वायु जीवोत्तम.
In today's Baudik, we'll talk about a few things. It is still a rough draft that we are going to discuss, seeking your feedback later through WhatsApp group and all. You can provide us the feedback and what are the things that you think is going to help our society. So the name that we have given to this is 3D model for building strong Madhwa generations. 3D means either we consider as a 3 dimension, but in essence, we are calling it as a 3-door model. The way how in Tirumala, Tirupati, we enter into multiple doors and then take darshan of Lord Sri Venkateshwara. In the same way, in our generations and in our community, we need 3 doors that need to be opened so that most of the people, most of the community members can observe a sadhana life as much as God has provided them the opportunity. So moving to questions, why there is a 3D model needed, why this topic is being thought about. So typically, everybody is not that lucky enough to be born with a spiritual family or with a spiritual life which starts at early in the age, like Dhruva Maharaja or like Prahlada Maharaja. So most of us come with a different journey in our life, and then slowly we realize that okay, we need to be dharmic, or we have a tendency to follow our dharma, learn about the dharma and all those things. And then the question comes like, okay, how should I start my spiritual journey, or how can be a little bit dharmic as much as possible at my realization age itself. For someone, it could be like 10th year. For someone, it could be like 50 year. So it depends. So there is nothing like wrong or right. It's all hariche. And then second question comes like, we have never been told to do any dharma, how to start it. Sometimes it also happens that there are parents who never even teach dharma, or even they don't like anybody doing dharma at home. But to our surprise, sometimes we also see that their kids become very dharmic. But before that, they may have question like, okay, we have not been told dharma, how to do that, how to realize that. And then third question, I have been always doing adharmic work, but now I am looking forward for something to do as part of my transformation. From where to get started? How can I get started? This is another very important question that comes in people's mind. And especially most of the Brahmins, even if they are spoiled, but at the end, somewhere they realize that they have to be little bit dharmic at least. So who would tell us what is dharma? And then what type of forum does our matha or temple provide for people who want to start their spiritual journey? So why we are why we are taking name of temple or matha? It is not to put them in trouble, but being a social institution, there are a lot of responsibilities and there are a lot of expectations out of temple or matha, because surrounding those only we think dharma is going to be more powerful, or it can reach more people. So that's how we make matha or temple to provide something that can start spiritual journey. Apart from that, yeah, our home itself should be a temple which should start our dharmic journey as well. So beyond this, there could be so many other questions also. Sometime what happens, say I am me and say my family, we are not at all dharmic, but we want to get our kids to follow dharma, understand dharma, be dharmic, which is not a wrong concept, which is not a wrong. We should never neglect those people, never discriminate those people, because they have realized that they cannot come back also to dharma, but they want their kids to grow in a dharmic way. So it's a good, they are contributing something for the society by making their next generation into dharmic. So these kind of questions also come. Now, looking at what exactly needed to become a dharmic, or where the first door can open, where the second door can open, where third door can open. So we need set of facilities through which all these doors can open. The first and foremost facility always anybody needs is prayer and prayers. Always the something which is easy, something which takes us to bhakti marga or spiritual journey without much bond of any rituals or following those many difficult tasks. They are easy though, but initially when we are not doing, they look like difficult. When we did not study computer science was like a black box for us, or it was difficult. But as long as we started studying, then it became simple. Second is satsanga. Somewhere they have to be part of satsanga, and then they get introduced to a lot of good stuffs in their life. And satsanga today are represented widely by bhajana mandali or parayana groups and all, but they are not sufficient, or they are like of some time, which worked very well for last 10 years or 20 years. Now we need to look forward for what is going to be there for next 20 years at least. Spiritual consultations. Most of us do a lot of different consultation. Health consultation is there, weight loss and gain consultation is there. A lot of people understand what is vitamin D, what is vitamin B12, all those kind of things. Even they know what is written on the back of every tablet or every medicine, because they are being so much consulted. They are being so much under consulting with experts, and then they get that knowledge. Spiritual consultation is also very much essential. People have a lot of doubts. People have a lot of their own abilities, their own inabilities. They need consultation through which they can grow in their life. Satvika bhojana is one of the most critical thing, which may be available at home or may not be available at home today. But satvika bhojana, something which drives internally towards dharma and becomes spirituality. And most of the things like today you see any different ashramas and all, today they have stood up. Most of them are also feeding sattvic bhojana. It's not a naivedya, but it's a sattvic bhojana that they call it as. But sattvika bhojana is very important, because we know that with the food itself, there is a mind creation that happens, and the manassu becomes or creates also by part of the food. So sattvic food is very, very essentials. And guidelines for the families. Who will guide our families? Who will understand our family requirements and then guide us, so that we trace as a family, we trace a spiritual path, or at least a dhammic path, or some sadhana marga in our life. That's another important thing. So this starts opening doors. The door number one, prayer or meditation hall in all temple or mathas is must. Any aradhana that we go, any chaturmasa areas we go, there should be a definitely a minimum basic requirement is a prayer or a meditation hall, where prayer can where people can come and just do prayer and experience themselves about the spirituality, about the power, about the calmness. At this part of door number one, I would like to call a couple of things. These prayers are a spiritual events which are more powerful than high pitch activities that we do. For example, there is a bhajana going on in Aradhana. Everybody is singing, whether they know or not, everybody is singing aloud, and then same stanza is repeated. Somebody is dancing, somebody is clapping, somebody is doing some purchase. That is like a split gathering where people are hyperactive because of the music or sound or noise, but that doesn't calm down our mind. That doesn't connect us to the lines of God. So spiritual events are more overriding and more powerful than the high pitch activities that we today made as a main activities in any of the events. And constant prayer of Sri Ramakrishna Japa is must for everyone. Please underline this particular word, constant prayer of Sri Ramakrishna Japa. Why? Why it is part of door number 1. Say, I have been doing hundreds of sins every day, knowingly or sometime unknowingly. Assume that I am knowingly doing a lot of wrongdoings in my life. But I realize that I need to stop these. I need to reduce them. I need to take a path of spiritual life or take a path of sadhana life, at least now when I realized. Now, which door is open for me? If I go to temple, they say, oh, okay, this guy used to do all these things and now he is coming to temple. There's a discrimination. You go to Matha or somewhere, people try to discriminate you based on the number of rituals that you follow, the way how you are putting Akshanti Angara, the way how you are dressing, the way how you are putting, showing your way of doing different activities. So the doors are always closed there. So sometime after trying several times, a person will give up saying that, okay, let me not go anywhere. If possible, let me practice at home, otherwise leave it. So that should not happen. And why Ramakrishna Japa? We know from lot of scholars that in Kali Yuga, the Krishna Nama or a Rama Nama burns millions of our sins at a time. So why I'm in a miserable situation today, why I'm doing mistakes, why I'm not dharmic? Because I have a lot of sins accumulated. I'm doing a lot of sins every day, and the today's sin is causing my tomorrow's damage. So if this sin has to burn, this stock has to be burnt. There is no other way apart from doing Ramakrishna Japa. When this was realized by many ashramas and institutions, they started bulk or mass Ramakrishna Japa than our Madhwa institutions. And lot of people who were like wayward or who were like out of the spiritual path are coming back to spiritual path. This is predominantly missing first door in our community. And why it is called as first door? This is the door where millions of people are waiting. Means 90% of the crowd is waiting for the door number 1. While door number 2, door number 3, there are very less number of percentage of people who are waiting for door number 2 or door number 3. So if door number 1 is not opened, then we cannot expect that our people are coming back to dharma and practice dharma in any part of our life. So door number 1 is very, very important. Group chanting events by kids in every spiritual activity, every spiritual event is a must, because kids are our next generation, kids are our future. And today kids ask a question saying that if you ask them to, hey, come, let's go to Aradhana. They say, what is my role in Aradhana? Because there is a huge crowd for food, there is a huge crowd for watching the puja, there is a huge crowd for the Panchamurta Abhisheka, and I don't have any place for me to come there. And after all, even coming there, what I should do is the kids' question today. Otherwise, I will say, okay, let me watch TV, let me see the cricket today, or let me finish my homework, something like that. They will give excuses. Or even if they come to temples, they may get engaged with reels and Facebook or Instagrams, etc. Because we as a parents want to focus on other activities. So if kids have a role to play, they definitely will be part of the entry. So that is the door number 1 that we have to open, which is very, very important in our community. And as a responsible citizens of this particular community, Madhwa community, we all need to demand every event that is happening in our area, every matha or temple where we are associated or going as a volunteer, to demand for kids events. Otherwise, I think we don't see these kind of events happening much. Door number 2, spiritual consultation. The way how I am made up versus the way how somebody else is made up is different. I may be more passionate about the spiritual karma activities like okay rituals and following, doing sandhyavandana and doing meditation, many more things like I want to do puja, I want to do brahma japa, many of the things. But somebody may not be like that. Somebody may be trying to be more devotional, trying to be more dedicated on a bhakti, or try to connect to meditation through a God or spiritual path. Then those spiritual guidance need to come from pandits or scholars or any elders in the family or outside the family voluntarily. They can tell juniors that okay, hey, this is how you can try, this is how you can do it. Don't put yourself into lot of stress to do all the 100 things that other person is doing. Rather you start from here. These kind of spiritual consultation I used to see when I was kid from all muddy ajis. There were many old age women who were like called as muddy henmaklu or muddy ajis, right? They used to guide voluntarily. They used to calm down the ladies' issues at home. Whenever there are frictions or frustrations at home, they used to come to those homes, visit voluntarily, and try to sympathize with the family, help them to pray in God. All those kind of things they used to do. Today we are missing very badly those kind of elders in our community. We need to build those elders. If we are elders, we need to act like that so that we help our society. That is our contribution. We don't need to build another temple by paying all our earned money, but we can do this kind of free dedication or social work as well. Providing materials and syllabus for devotees. It is very important that where to start and how to start, how small we can start is very important. Today I see that there is a Saurabhadasa Sahitya, Bala Saurabha kind of institutions coming up where thousands of people are studying who have made little bit of small syllabus and simple syllabus where people at least realize what is the material in our Sanatana Dharma, what is the material given by Madhvacharya or their followers for us to follow something in their life. At the end, how much we practice, that is again God wish. Don't comment on people who are not practicing much because it's all God's wish. Adhyatma passion creation. How can we create Adhyatma passion in people? Talking positive about Adhyatmic people, telling right examples, explaining our ancestors. Maybe our forefathers were doing so many activities related to society or dharma, all those things. We have to explain them whenever we have some time with our generations and next generations. Adhyatma discussion forums, temple, matha, many of the institutions need to open a lot of Adhyatmic discussion forums where people openly discuss about issues and then people give answers to that. People give solutions to that. People at least think, okay, I'm with you. We are all sailing in the same boat, but let us see how can we solve all this problem. If this happens, another percentage of people will enter into door number 2. And then now come to door number 3. Socially connected with public. These are the people who are already doing something, a great sadhana, and they have to be socially connected because they have to give back to society. Leadership in driving social care, reformations, and environment care are major responsibility of those people. Upliftment of society is their responsibility, including their family upliftment. Building social linking, building social liking, removing hatred, influencing dharmic skills for life events like marriage, puja, upanayana by removing modernity, which is waste of money. We are trying to be Ambanis of the world, but they also follow their own rituals. They are not left behind their rituals. But we have become more modern and we are killing our own dharma in all the events that are very basic events or they are part of our Shodasha samskaras in our life. And we are making them as very, very modern and where they are not becoming as a samskara at all. So building those kind of social liking, removing hatred is the first important thing that we have to do. I am doing puja, somebody is not doing puja, I will start hating them. It should not happen. It's God wish he is not doing. But I can pray in God along with my prayer that, okay, hey, let him also give ability to do prayers at least. Let him also do puja. Let him also do your own bhakti. Bhakti in you, Lord. You blessed me, you bless him also. Is our culture. This is not, we are in anti-culture. We have to follow our culture that pray for others. Influencing dharmic skills for life events. We have to influence somehow. We have to tell good stories about somebody who married it in very nice way. Forwarding messages in WhatsApp group is not a good sign. Forwarding messages in Facebook or social media is not good sign. Talking to your neighbor, talking to somebody who is getting married, saying that, hey, Lord Venkateshwara himself did Sandhya Vandana on his marriage day. You also try doing at least 10 Gayatri Japa if you don't have time because you have to do shaving on that day, you have to do makeup on that day, but at least do 10 Gayatri Japa after you are taking a holy bath. Do this, like that we have to say. Somebody is doing Upanayana of his kid. Tell him that, okay, hey, Upanayana to do, you need to transfer Gayatri mantra to your kid. To do that, you need to do sadhana, that at least 22,000 times Gayatri Japa you have to do before you teach your kid about Gayatri Japa. Tell this thing. Today, another thing I have seen is people come for mudra dharane in the queue. If they don't get mudra dharane, they will go to somebody else and then they take a mudra. If you ask them why they are doing, we blame them, we hate them. But why they are doing? Because they don't know that they have to take mudra dharana only from their Kulaguru, something like that. So they don't know. It is our duty to tell them person to person and then influence them that, okay, it is possible to do as much as possible, at least, though we are having a lot of other modern things packed up in the event. Let's do something simple. So along with that, we have to do our adhyayana, adhyapana, all those things. This is part of adhyapana. Adhyayana we have to continue. Shastra study we have to continue. Sudha, Sriman Nyaya Sudha Pandit, if we have to continue continuously throughout our life, reading about all those kind of things. If you don't do this, I think door number 3 will be closed for those people. So one of the things that I feel we have to understand is biggest adharma that we do is waiting for someone to come and solve our problems. Today we are waiting for someone to come and solve our problem. In the future, who knows? You all see that in Kerala and all, there are a lot of Anya Dharma people are being trained to do Upanayana, to do marriage, to even do puja at Mujarai temples. Who knows? Tomorrow all the books are written by them. Tomorrow, who knows? All Pandits who come for marriage and Upanayana belong to them. Who knows? Tomorrow all our mobile apps, which are dharmic apps, where Sandhyavandana apps, everything is being developed by others for the money. Before that, we have to wake up. We have to strengthen our dharma. We have to teach our kids that there is an element of social aspect that we have to carry from our birth till we die. Otherwise, we are not fit for living in a society which we blame morning to evening. We should not do that. Let we do our dharma. Let we transform. Let teach others who are ready to transform with our sympathy, with respect, with care, so that people are transforming continuously. And that's what the aim of Madhwa consciousness. And that's what we aim of lot of saints that we see today in front of our eyes who are trying to be putting their entire life on risk by going all beyond in taking care of the community, doing Shastra Adhyayana, Adhyapana, giving mudras, giving mantrakshati, going to morning to evening to Pada Puja, compromising on their food, compromising on their life, everything they are doing. And if we have to be leery follower of those, we need to take their message forward and implement in our life. With that note, we'll go for an ending prayer. Anagha, you can start. Srish, Anga, any one of you can start.
Yes, Anaga will start.
Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama.
Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama.
Shriman Madhvamate Hari Parataraha Satyam Jagatvatvato.
Shriman
Madhvamate Hari Parataraha Satyam Jagat Tattvato.
Bhinna Sivagana Hare Ranuchara Nichocha Bhavangata.
Bhinna Nivagana Hare Ranuchara Nichocha Bhavangata.
Naiga Sukhanubhutiramala Bhaktishtatsadanam.
Mukte Naija Sukhanubhutirmala Bhaktishtatsadanam.
Hekshaditratayam pramana akhila amnayaika vedyo harihi.
Hekshaditritayam pramana khila amnaika vedyo harihi.
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायु जीवोत्तम
हरि
हरि
सर्वोत्तम
सर्वोत्तम वायुजीवोत्तम.
Thanks to